We got us a decent one on the tube this morning. I don't know if he's gonna go 4, but he'll be okay. So basically what we're out here doing today is we're dragging grass lines with hard bottom. So basically I'm getting right on the outside edge of the grass, making sure there's hard bottom there, just slow dragging a tube. And the big ones like it, especially when it's a little bit chillier out. It feels like, oh, it's a big one. All right. The good thing with the tube is you usually pin them pretty decently. I'm gonna go net. And there you have it. Oh, good sir. So yeah, dragging outside weed edges. This is the GLF mini tube head. Just, I mean, this guy was never coming off. See a little live well going here. It's a complete retie. Little straight GP action. Now, when I'm tube fishing, I like to normally throw a little bit heavier tube than what I'm using. So today I'm gonna use a 3/8 ounce tube. I could probably get away with a 1/4, but I love feeling that like absolute bottom contact, no doubt. I can feel when I'm coming through muck, I can feel when I'm coming through the rocks. I just have a lot more confidence when I can feel the bottom. So I always try to make sure that there's at least a good point of contact, and that 3/8 allows me to do that. And then you just get this little beautiful craw bait. When you're tube fishing, be prepared to retie a lot. These things get hung up a ton, and if bluegill or anything else rips off all your tentacles or your claws, depending on what style you're using, retie every time, man. So we're fishing 15-pound braid to a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. I generally go up in size on the leader. My day-to-day is like a 7 or 8 pound. We go up to 10 pound just because it's a little bit thicker. You're coming usually through some rocks, which rocks don't like fluorocarbon, or vice versa. They're not friends, basically. And we're back. See if we could find those ones. Like, there's some big ones just hanging out right here. That's a good one, Ash. Oh my God, did he come? No, he didn't come off. Got another good one here, or is he in grass? I don't know. No, that's another good one. And that's it. Just working a tube down the grass line. This one's a little bit more angry, but I stuck him good. Like that was like a jig hook set, Jesus. The problem with fishing on grass lines is you have to keep them out of the grass, and generally, if you're throwing a tube on spinning, it's not the most fun thing in the world to do. This one's very mad. Bro, this thing is running like crazy. I think I'm gonna go with the old pro style scoop. It's a decent one right there. That's why I love that hook. Like, look at, all came through the grass, super pinned. This was never coming off. Little Juvy Craw action. These guys love that. Another decent one for the boys. The great thing with a tube is you can generally make a nice long cast. It weighs a little bit more, and you're just dragging bottom. You're not generally, I mean, you can target fish. I do it on occasion, but this one is more like get in an area with fish and cover some water. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's definitely very, very effective. I like to do the Atlantis as well. You put your hand in your pocket, that way you're not spinning the reel. There's no reason when you're dragging for you to touch that reel until you've pulled in all the slack. You tighten up your slack, then you can start dragging again. That's another one right there. It's another good one too, Ashy. They're firing on dragging right now, and this tube seems to be the deal. I cracked this one out of the grass. There we go. So that's 2 back-to-back casts. So generally, if you get one, they're usually pretty stacked up on the edges of the grass. It's a bucket. largemouth and smallmouth. And they say I can't catch greenfish. Nice little green one for you. They eat that tube too, man, like crazy. They're all just hanging out in the grass together. It's gonna be a fun day. So I love this tube, man. Like we've caught 4 fish on this now and it's barely even nicked up at all. Just line it back up in between those tentacles. It's 100% ready to go. Like it's pretty hard to do on a tube. Generally you're missing a bunch of tentacles on it. Not with this one. So I'm throwing this today on an 852 NRX Plus JWR. This is an amazing jig and worm rod. It is a medium power, extra fast. So lots of tip, straight in the backbone. That way when you pin them, they're pinned. They're not coming off. Even on that little 2.5 inch style tube, it works great. This is my #1 go-to combo anytime I'm throwing a tube, especially with that little mini tube head from Great Lakes Finesse, just pins them good.